Alright, let's learn more about object-oriented programming, and by doing that, let's actually kind of start creating something a little bit practical. So I'm going to create a new class, call this bank account app, and have it be a main function. Okay, so this app is going to be creating a new bank account. Okay. Now, to do that, I'm going to create a new. So whenever you see create a new, right, think, instantiate an object. Okay, so let's create actually a new class, and we're going to call this bank account. So we're going to instantiate objects from this. We don't need a main, but here's going to be our blueprint. So let's think for a second, what's a bank account going to have? A bank account is going to have, let's say, a string account number, say a string routing number, string name, and let's say string social security number, SSN. Okay, so here we're going to define variables up top. Let's talk about some of the methods that are going to be available for these bank accounts. So if someone creates a new bank account, right, if there's a new bank, there's a new owner of this new bank account created, then we are going to do void deposit, right? We're going to do, and let's go ahead and open and close here. Void withdraw, and let's say void check balance, and maybe one more, something like void, something like get status. Okay, so this is our basic outline. So if we create, and actually let's add one more, let's say string account type. So if we create a new bank account, so a bank account, we'll say ACC1 equals new bank account. Okay, so we're just going to create a new object from that class. Now we can call any of these methods available to us, any of the properties. Okay, so we've learned how to do this in the last section. Let's learn a couple of things at once. So when we run this right now, nothing happens because all we're doing is creating an object. So let's talk about what a constructor is. So first of all, our constructors, so by the way, these are define methods. Methods are the term we use for object-oriented programming. The functions are called methods. In between variables and methods, we have our constructor definitions. So constructors are unique methods. So these are unique methods. And there's three things that make them kind of define this characteristic. So first of all, what are they used for? They are used to define or set up, or so define, set up, initialize properties of an object. Okay, so and how this works is constructors are implicitly called upon instantiation. Okay, so let's talk about what this means really quick. So in other words, as soon as I create an object, this method, right, this is actually kind of like a method in a way. So we are going to create a class, or create an object from a class, and when we create that object, it's going to call a constructor. Right now we don't have one, so that Java gives us a default one, which is empty, but now we're going to put our own, and that constructor will get called as soon as we create an object. And that's what I mean by implicitly called upon instantiation. So in other words, this constructor method is never called explicitly. We don't actually call that method. It gets called automatically as soon as we create an object. The third thing about a constructor is the same the same name as the class itself. Okay, so knowing that our class is called bank account, then we know that our constructor is going to be called bank account. Constructors are methods, so methods have the open and close parenthesis or arguments, and then it has the body. So that's our constructor. And finally, constructors have no return type at all. So there's no void, there's no string, there's no double, etc. It's just bank account. Okay, and so just to prove a point, we say sysout new account created. Okay, so if I run this app, now we see that as soon as I create the object, this new account is created. Okay, so that's helpful for us, and this is really useful. This is definitely a big concept you need to learn for an interview is what constructors are. And one thing I like to teach at the same time I talk about constructors is this concept called overloading. So overloading is when we can call the same method name with different arguments. Okay, so this can apply to any method, but let's apply it to constructors. We just learned about a constructor. So let's create a new constructor, or another constructor I should say, that when we create it, see this flag's an error because it's the same name with the same argument. But let's say this constructor says, let's say we're going to get the account type. Okay, so in other words, I'm going to create another bank account. Okay, and when I create that bank account, I'm going to pass into this constructor the fact that this is a checking account. Okay, and so when I create the object, when I create this object, this will call not the default constructor, but the constructor that matches the arguments. So now we can say sysout new account created. We'll say new account, and then concatenate the account type. There we go. So this line printed, and then this line printed. Again, there's no method declarations that we're calling explicitly. There's nothing that's really going on here except we're just creating objects. But because of the constructors, different methods are actually, or different statements are actually being executed. So we can have any number of parameters and any number of constructors, right? We can have another one, bank account. Let's say we take the string account type, and we also take double init deposit, right? So we can say, just copy the same thing down, and then also let's say initial deposit of, and we say init deposit. Okay, so let's run this here. And okay, so notice, actually I forgot about this, but we're creating just two objects. One that uses the default constructor, one that uses this constructor, and then another one, bank account acc3 equals new bank account, and then this will only get called if we pass the in fact, let's just do this right now. This is going to call the same constructor because it has the same argument. But if we add one other argument, let's say an initial deposit of 5,000, now it's going to call the other constructor. So that process is called overloading because Java knows how to handle the fact that we're calling the same method name. It's able to discern which method to call based on the arguments passed, based on the different arguments. So that's overloading. And so we talk about constructors and overloading, and we'll continue to kind of build and enhance this bank account app as we go.